I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
We haven't mentioned Bond for a couple of weeks, have we?
No, it's been quite car heavy of late. We haven't really delved into the world of secret agents.
No, we haven't. And I know we've said that our next film will be Fiore's only.
Yeah.
And that will be probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll do that, actually.
I think so, yeah. Submarines going down to look at crashed ships, and that's
no, that's
no.
two on the nose. That one.
That one really is, isn't it? Yeah. No, sorry, I will leave that.
Yes, but that timestamps when we recorded this, doesn't it?
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah. However, my reason for mentioning it is I did watch film in 2 goes because I'm old and can't stay awake. Well, it's just been one of those weeks where there's been stuff going on and I'm on call. So I've just sort of been in and around. Well, I can't really go out just in case I'm required because it's my turn and all of our guys take turns. It's just one of those things. But I thought, right, I'm going to watch something.
That's a good shout.
And I watched Spectre.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My reasoning for that was just bear in mind, this will not be a review of Spectre. This is just some observations.
Yeah.
My reason for putting it on is because in my head, and I'm sure we've said it as well, that it's not one that we would deem Daniel Craig's best or near best.
No, not at all. No, I don't think anyone would claim that, really.
No, which is what we'd said, and in my head, what I'd agreed upon as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I might be coming round to the idea that it's better than we think it is.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not saying it's Skyfall by any stretch, but I'm just saying.
No, that would be tough to beat, wouldn't it?
And my thing about it is that I think that we're down on it because of how's the best way of putting it? Underutilized Blofeld.
Yeah.
Which we have said before.
We have. He is desperately underutilized. Yes.
Yeah. But if you remove his name from it, if he stays Franz Oberhaus, or whatever it is, I can't remember. That's
Oberhauser. Yes.
Oberhausen. No, I'm getting muddled up. That's a place where I've been in Germany. That's a different thing.
Very much so. Yeah, unless you saw him. Yeah.
I did not know. We went. It was a really grotty industrial town in Germany that no one in their right mind needs to go to.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, it's not the travel program. It's the truth.
Yes, it is. It is. And I think the only reason that the reason I went there was to see a concert, and I think the only reason that the concert was held there was convenience for the ferry on the way home.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
There you go. So there we go.
Yeah. That's very good.
Stuff and waffle travel tips.
That's a top tip there. Yes, well done.
Don't go to Oberhausen in northern Germany.
But Franz Oberhauser.
Yes, that's very different. Yes.
Yes. So had he stayed that and not Stavro Blofeld? Yeah.
I think the film is almost transformed, I would say.
Just because of that little detail.
I think so.
Interesting.
Because I was mulling that over last night as I watched the second half, and I was like, you know what? It's because we're hung up on the Blofeld thing. Because the storyline is quite strong and quite relevant, I would say, too. The whole big intelligence network and everyone's under surveillance.
The Nine Eyes and all of that.
Yeah,
yes.
Which is absolutely bang on, I think, for these times.
It is. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
And I think Daniel Craig does exceptionally well in it. I think all of the supporting cast are really good in it. Because they did, while all the supporting cast have a decent sized role, they don't overdo it like they did in No Time to Die.
Yeah. I mean, let's not get into that again. But yeah,
no.
It's that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Do you think then? Do you not agree, sir, that perhaps all the Daniel Craig films are going to get better with time as we view them as a whole?
Yes, I do think that.
Yeah,
because
I'm coming around to that way of thinking as well.
It's already happening because every time I watch Quantum now, it's better every time.
Yeah, that's interesting. Even though that is regarded, even by the people that worked on it, as a weaker entry.
Yeah.
But and they had all the trouble of the writers' strike and all that stuff that was going on at the time.
That hurt it. But with the entire narrative, Quantum is vital, I would say.
Yeah, well, you couldn't go from Casino to Skyfall, could you? It wouldn't make sense. No. You do need that little bit of glue in between.
You do,
but
and I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say it's one of those films it's an exposition film, isn't it? It's a lot of this means this and that means that, and this person is with them and this person's with them, and there's a lot of that going on in it. It's a lot of explaining, which there wasn't time to do in Casino, and it sets things up for the future. But that does mean that certain bits of it are a little bit clunky.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, as a standalone piece, you can't watch it.
No, I don't think you can. And I think when we tried to do that originally, that's why everyone came out and said it was crap.
No. But
because on its own, it doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really work.
It links you from Casino to Skyfall, but we didn't know that at the time. And whether that was the plan all along, I mean, who knows? Whether I don't think there was a plan for the Daniel Craig story arc to begin with. I think they did make it up as they went along.
I think I think it started to fall into place with Skyfall.
Yes. Yeah, well, Skyfall can stand on its own.
Yeah.
It's more of a traditional Bond film in that regard.
It is more traditional, but it is also incredibly important to the narrative as well.
Yeah, it is as well. It's both. But it can stand on its own. You could just watch Skyfall and none of the others, and you'd be fine.
You would. And also, while we're here at Skyfall, I would say that without a shadow of a doubt, Silver was the best villain that Daniel Craig's Bond contended with.
I agree. Yes, without a doubt.
Closely followed by Le Chiffre.
Yeah, I would go along with that. Yeah, I would go along with that.
Okay, no arguments there. That's
no arguments there. No, sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. I think that's bang on. I think Blofeld turned out to be a huge disappointment.
Which was a shame because Christopher Waltz is a stunning actor.
I had nothing to do with him.
No.
I just don't think it was there. There was nothing there for him to work with.
His performance was fantastic.
Yes, although he has expressed dissatisfaction with it, but I don't think there was much there for him to work with.
That's the problem. It's none of this is on him.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think he shouldn't feel bad about it.
No.
But there was just nothing there, and it's a shame because the most iconic villain in the Bond, and they kind of throw it away. And the original villains, well, Le Chiffre is in the book, I suppose, but the Silver is original. Are much better, are much fuller characters, and much more understandable. You can identify with them more. You can't identify with Blofeld. He's too removed from reality.
Yes.
There's just nothing there. He's not a whole character. He's almost a shadow of what Blofeld might have been, if that makes sense.
I know what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just disappointing in both. And you just kind of think, kind of be better if you weren't in it, to be honest.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
I think,
but that's why I think it's a function of the fact that the Daniel Craig films were started strong and tailed off through the 5.
But that is a shame because I think if it wasn't Blofeld, I still stand by it. Spectre would have got more praise if it weren't Blofeld as the villain.
If they'd kept it as Oberhauser, yeah, it probably would. I think as soon as you make it Blofeld, there's this huge history, there's this huge expectation. Mm-hmm. He's got to be this larger-than-life, grandiose villain with, enormous plans for world domination, and he didn't have any of that.
No, he didn't. It was all about revenge for a plot line that has never existed.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, well, his motivations were really weak.
All because he nicked a bit of time with his dad.
Yeah. It's not a good enough reason.
No.
And they make the same problem with Safin in No Time to Die. His motivations are awful as well.
Weaker, to be honest.
Even weaker. Yeah. He makes no sense.
No. And you go, well, you've gone through this whole setup of going, right, you've made actually a really good film with a really good narrative in Spectre, but you've set up this character that we know and love for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
And then Spectre, in the blink of an eye, is gone in the next film.
Yeah, I know. So all that history, all that lore is just wiped out. Almost by accident.
Really weird.
Yeah, really strange choices. Strange choices.
Sorry, I've taken us down a rabbit hole there, but my general consensus is going, if it wasn't Blofeld and Spectre, that film would have got even better really reviews.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I think there are strong sequences in that film. I also think there are very weak sequences in that film. I didn't like the whole torture sequence at all, where he's supposedly drilling into his head. Didn't get that at all.
No, it's a bit odd, and I'm glad it was quite brief.
Yeah. And he's sat there with his sandals and no socks, and he's working his little thing, and the cat's there, and
it's a bit shoehorned, isn't it, to be fair?
It is. It's a bit forced. It doesn't work for me at all, that scene. There's no real jeopardy for Bond because you don't really understand what he's doing.
No.
It's what?
My dad played with you, and now I'm going to drill your skull a little bit.
Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit. Yeah. And I'm going to make your girlfriend watch, but I'm not going to restrain her or stop her from coming over and seeing you and giving you back your gadget-laden watch or anything like that. I'm not even going to look at that.
No.
I'm going to be concentrating on my funny little machine over here and wondering where the cat's gone. I'm not going to watch what you might be doing to get yourself out of this situation. No. It
No.
puts me in mind that you think, oh, hang on, we're into Austin Powers here. You know, puts him in an easily escapable death situation and then just leaves him to it.
It is a bit of a higher budget Austin Powers at that point. You are correct.
It is. It goes right. I was out at that point. That was no. This is just nonsense. This is. We've gone down a place here that we shouldn't ever have gone down.
Very annoying. However,
and it spoils it. I'm afraid for me that. But yes, it's interesting thought you've brought up there that it would be better if it wasn't Blofeld because the expectations wouldn't be there.
Exactly, and I think it would be much more revered if it were its own thing. It's some sort of large criminal organization that wasn't Spectre, wasn't Blofeld, and I think it would have been that bit better. And I think it would have made No Time to Die better because them wiping out an organization that we weren't as invested in.
Yes, we didn't really know much about. We never really got to know.
It would have been more palatable.
Yeah, it would. The fact that they made it Blofeld and the fact that they made it a Spectre, I think, was just, spitting in the face of the whole history of it. Yeah.
However, hang on, I'll do a little bit of No Time to Die, and I'll probably bang the same drum that I've said before. I liked Blofeld's death, partly because of the dialogue involved, came from the book, but partly because it was so inconsequential. It wasn't a big deal, and it was a colossal mistake, really, wasn't it?
It was an accident, yes, absolutely.
And I liked that spin on it. That was Blofeld's death was probably the best use of Blofeld in that.
The thing that I think makes that less credible, though, is that we haven't got particularly invested in that Blofeld. I think it would have been more impactful had we had a better relationship with that character in the first place. But because we didn't, because he's so desperately underutilized, when he dies, yes, it's an accident. Yes, it's sort of significant. But his organization's gone as well. And you kind of, like you say, it's inconsequential.
Okay.
I still feel shortchanged by that. And yes, I know it was the line from the book and all of that, and that's fine. But
yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. But right, allow me to propose something, even though I was intending to wrap this up. What if they weren't trying? What if Spectre stood as it was with the weak Blofeld, but the film that followed it wasn't the final film?
What? So if No Time to Die?
I worry that they had a natural stopping point at the end of Spectre.
Very much so. We've said that a lot. Yes, you could have ended it there. Yes.
Simple as that. But Daniel Craig agreed to one film and one film only.
Yeah.
I think if there were the option for at least two, it could have worked a whole lot better.
Oh, I agree entirely. I think they should have either done that. You should have either had two or no more. I think they should have ended it. You either end it with Spectre. The measure that we've always applied to it, when we've been having similar discussions here, myself and my good lady, when we've discussed it, we've used the measure of, okay, could you end this film and then immediately go and watch Dr. No, and it would make sense. It would go full circle.
If it ended at Spectre, you could.
At the end of Spectre, you could. Yes, exactly. You've got them driving off in the DB5, off to who knows where, and then you could the Bond girl never survives more than a film anyway, so she can disappear. And you're back to. You could then watch Doctor No, and it would, apart from the fact that it's set in the 60s rather than the late 2000s, and you go from there. And I think that would work. But as soon as you then move on to No Time to Die, well, you've got a ending which doesn't let you go anywhere.
No, you don't, and that's where we end up with what we said before of going, well, it's 5 films that are standalone from anything else that's ever been done, which is fine. That is what it is.
I've come to terms with that. But I think you raise a very good point that I hadn't really considered before, that had they given him 2 more, they could have done a lot more with it.
Yeah. Because Christopher Waltz would have done it, I think.
Well, Christopher Waltz said he would only continue with it if Daniel Craig was still playing Bond.
Which they played well off each other. I'll give them that.
In the few brief scenes they had, yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I promise we might do a car thing in a minute. When I watched Spectre this week, it's the first time actually Kaylee's seen it.
Oh, okay. She watched it too.
Yep, she watched it too. She's seen Daniel Craig's first 3, and for whatever reasons, never saw Spectre or No Time to Die.
Okay.
So she watched it too, and she quite enjoyed it. I think she laughed at me not being amused with the Sam Smith theme tune. I really don't like it.
I have to say though, the pre-title sequence is brilliant.
Yeah, visually not too shabby. I just want the Radiohead version.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she got to the end of it, quite enjoyed it. Obviously, it comes to it as much more of a casual viewer.
Yes.
And the thing she said as they drive off down the street in London and the credits roll was, why didn't they just leave it there?
Oh, there you are, you see. Yeah,
that's someone who doesn't really give a toss about it and went, yeah, there you go. There's the natural stopping point.
There is the natural stopping. There is. Yeah, that is it.
Obviously, she's not seen No Time to Die, but she's like, well, I don't feel like I need another film.
No, it's such a natural ending for him, for his Bond, for those few films. I think we know why they didn't leave it there.
Is it Barbara, perchance?
It might be, yes. If Barbara had been able to put him down, they might have left it there. And I think artistically they should have.
Because she did do a lot of convincing and didn't... I want to say about $25 million of convincing.
I believe that was somewhere in that ballpark. Yes, she did make him a very wealthy man by agreeing to do one more. Yeah, but he wasn't going to do. In fact, he gave interviews where he said he was.
He was out.
Was done with it. Yeah, he was. He was done because he'd been injured on Spectre as well. It was hard work. The writers' strike didn't help, and I think he just felt, I'm done with this. Barbara wouldn't take no for an answer.
No, don't worry about that. That's me dropping the bottle opener.
That happens.
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, it's.
And I think No Time to Die was a bridge too far. I don't think it's a film that needed to be made, and we said that at the time.
I mean, I accept it for what it is now.
Yeah.
And having watched Spectre, and Kaylee's now caught up with his particular storyline, I probably will watch No Time to Die in the not too distant future again.
Be very interesting to see what she thinks of that.
a casual viewer's take on No Time to Die.
Because we can't do casual when it comes to
No.
Bond. So
We're a bit too invested at that point.
I think so. Yeah, we're a little too involved to give a truly objective opinion. So I think that will be very interesting to see what she feels, having come to the conclusion that the natural ending was at the end of Spectre. And it was a very natural, it was almost a fairy tale ending. They drive off into the sunset in the DB5 and there they are.
Yeah, the Bond theme plays. It's such a lovely ending.
And as I say, you could then go and watch Dr. No and it would make perfect sense.
And when we all watched it in the cinema, we almost believed that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And artistically, I think it should have been. But I don't. No Time to Die, was made for different reasons.
Yeah, we said it before as well. Going, well, I think he was really done at the end of Spectre.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
I think he was. I don't even know if I'd say he's happy for the fame. I mean, if you compare him to Brosnan, who preceded him, again, Brosnan loved it.
Yes.
He'd still be Bond now if he could.
Brosnan pursued the role, though. Yeah. He really wanted to do it.
Whereas Daniel Craig was... he was out.
Reluctant.
At that point.
He's a reluctant Bond, wasn't he? He was very reluctant when he was first asked, and I think he was reluctant all the way through. He was really done with it after Spectre.
I think he rode that wave when he sort of changed everything after Casino Royale, and everyone went, "Whoa, this is good." And I think he lapped it up a bit there.
Well, he had so much negative press, didn't he, when they were preparing No Time to Die? Casino Royale.
Casino, yeah.
Yeah. There was so much negative press. There was such a tirade against him, even before they'd seen, 30 seconds of footage of him. And it was such a success. Like you say, he probably did ride that for a bit, and rightly so, because Casino is brilliant.
It really is.
But at the other end of his tenure,
I don't think I think he was done a long time ago, way before he finished making Bond films.
And I think the mistake was with Barbara for convincing him to do it. And I think
that she threw too much money at the situation, I'm afraid.
Yes, and I think she's got a bit to answer for on that front. And I do wonder if we are now in a situation where she's considering her options. Because as other people have said of late, if they wanted to be making another Bond film, they'd be making another Bond film.
Quite.
And they're not. And whenever she's asked about it, she just gives some nonsense answer about celebrating Daniel's tenure, and we haven't even got a story yet, and we don't know what we're going to do with it. And how long are Amazon going to put up with that?
You're going to need to get a wriggle on, let's be honest.
And I do think I would not be surprised, and again, this has been suggested elsewhere, I would not be surprised to read a story any day to say that it's up for sale. Because I
thought you were going to say that there'd been some sort of coup and she'd been removed.
I don't think that would happen, because I think she's still got too much control. She still owns it.
I genuinely think that someone would pay a lot of money to make her go away at this point.
Yeah, maybe.
Like an extortionate amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the people who now own the distribution rights could afford that.
They do have their hands in a pot that is quite large. Let's be fair.
They could back the truck up, as I believe is the phrase. Yes.
Yes. There you go. We've
what
paid
they
you
wanna-
with Daniel Craig posters.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the yes. We've got some paparazzi shots of him. Look, yes.
Oh no. Right. Okay.
I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think it's anything good.
No, we need to get a wriggle on, and it's annoying. But we've celebrated his tenure. We've done what she said, and I am incredibly grateful for what Daniel Craig did. But we need to get a wriggle on now. We need a new.
And the
Bond.
world's Bond fans, you watch David Zaritsky on the Bond Experience or any of the others, they're all saying the same thing now. Can we be cracking on? Do you think?
Yeah.
I think we're done now. I think we've, we had the 40th anniversary or 50th or whatever it was. 50th, I forget now. 50th anniversary, and time flies. And we've celebrated the Daniel Craig era as best we could with that ending, and mixed feelings. And can we move on now, please? Do we think? So can you shut up about Daniel Craig? Really, woman?
Because Daniel Craig has checked out.
Yeah, he's done.
He's gone. He did his premieres for No Time to Die, and he's gone. Yeah. He's not looked back since.
I know it was all a bit weird because of COVID, and there was, that wasn't their fault, and there was big delays, and then there was a big gap between them actually finishing the film and them doing all the promotional work, and he had to come back effectively to promote a film he'd made 2 years ago. That was all a bit awkward, but they did it.
But it's done.
What they need to do is reassure the world's desperately loyal fans that there is a future for this thing, because right now it's not clear that there is one.
No. It feels like the most jeopardy it's ever been in.
Yeah, I agree entirely. Yes, I think so. Because it's not a jeopardy from without, it's a jeopardy from within.
That's right.
It's not like in
legal issues before.
Yeah, with the Kevin McClory thing, and with the legal troubles after License to Kill, and that was all external forces affecting it. This, I feel, the problem is at the very heart of it. Yeah. And that's a bit worrying.
Yeah, we can't have that. Someone needs to pull someone's finger out here. Let's be honest.
I think Michael.
Someone we're talking about.
I think Michael Wilson probably should retire. And
I don't think Michael is the problem. I think Michael is quite willing to step aside now and go, right. Yes, I've had a good run. I'm all done.
Yeah,
but we know where the issue is.
I think we do, and
right,
we do.
Okay, right.
Perhaps we should have a crack at it.
I'd love to.
Oh yeah.
Not at the role, just sorting out the.
Oh no,
mess.
No, I didn't mean that. No, I meant behind the camera, not in front of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no one wants to see that. No, that's fine.
No one's buying the tickets for that.
Oh God, no! Awful. An undermotivated Bond who just likes having a little sit down. Yeah,
little sit down, a bit of a kip. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we'll sort it tomorrow.
Yeah. Where are the Bond girls exactly? Bring them in. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah,
not good. Not
focused on the wrong things there. Yes, that would make a very different sort of film.
It would. Right.
Yeah.
Let's before. I mean, we can't leave. Let's not leave the episode there. Let's do a car thing. I've got a car thing for it.
Oh, tell us a car thing. Yeah, because we're about cars, really. Yeah,
we are about cars. I happened to watch a Bond film and we went off piste there.
Yeah, that is quite likely to happen when you mention a Bond film. Yeah, it's going to be an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't quite, but I think we need a little bit at the end here just on cars. And again,
yeah, fair dues.
When I was away, obviously there was a big hoo-ha with Ferrari going back to Le Mans, and then they won, and oh yes, what a lovely. Part of the thing is that they obviously a lot of rich people who own Ferraris were invited along.
Yeah.
And there was a car park full of exotica for the Ferrari owners. And don't get me wrong, there were some real treats in there. Dino, F40.
Love a Dino. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Some really nice things, but there was an awful lot of modern Ferraris. And let's be honest, some of them aren't particularly desirable, and it got me thinking. I couldn't name the Ferrari range.
No.
So I went and had a look.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you the link to the range of cars.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me, what we'll do is we'll list them out for the listener.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me if there's anything there that you'd actually give a toss about, or go, I lust after that. Or I would even consider having that if I had a bit of a Euro Millions type thing on the go.
Yeah. Okay.
So there it is. There's
let's
the link.
Look, then. There's the link.
It loads with a little video, but if you scroll down, it gives you the entire lineup of cars on one page.
Bandwidth for that.
Scroll, quick, scroll.
Scroll, quick. I got it. I got past it. We're okay.
Right. So let's fill everyone in. Let's go full Craig David. We've got the Puro Sangue, is it? The awful SUV.
Puro Sangue. Yeah, with that.
That one. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So let's start there. Do you want that?
No.
Correct. Let's move on. Next.
No, it's horrible.
Lineup, it's awful. There's no point in dwelling on it.
No, there isn't.
Next, we get to the 812 GTS.
No, not really.
No. With it being GTS, with the S standing for Spider, so it's basically the topless 812.
It's convertible, sort of. Yeah, no. Not really.
Next, we move on to the what I would deem the entry-level Ferrari, the 296 GTB. So it's the Berlinetta, so it's the coupe.
That I have a little bit more time for than the other two. I don't think that's too bad a looking, actually.
Okay.
I perhaps
saying...
have a bit more time for that.
Okay, so as we go through the list, are we saying that would be your contender at present, possibly?
Contender thus far, yes.
Okay, so we're reeling off these quickly because, I mean, they're really not enough to get excited about. Let's be honest.
Not really.
Next one on the list, we're on to the. It's still a 296, but with the GTS, so with the Spider version.
No.
Correct.
I'm not really a convertible sort of guy for it.
No, we are the wrong age for convertibles. Let's be fair.
Yeah, we are, because people can see you.
That's
awful. Not good. Not good.
So now we move on to the SF90 Stradale.
That's your old basic Stradale there, isn't it? Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah, I struggle with that as well.
Because this is the one that is a little bit of hybrid, is it, I believe?
Is that one? Okay.
I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Let me double check. SF90 Stradale. And I'll tell you what is a bit of an issue as well with the yes, it is. It's the Ferrari's first plug-in hybrid. There you go.
Oh, okay, right, very good. Still,
no. It's still a no from me. The styling on it is fussy, to say the least, and the name of going right in Italian Stradale sounds just poetic, doesn't it?
Well, most Italian words do. Yes.
Unfortunately, if we translate that, you are driving a Ferrari SF90 Road.
Is that what? Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what Stradale means.
Okay, right. No, I do. No, we can. No, not interested really.
No. That moves us quickly on to the SF90 Spider. Even more no.
No, 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 no. No.
What I love next is it's the Ferrari Roma, and on the website they've displayed it so that it's the main picture is the rear of the vehicle.
It's backwards. Can't see the front.
Can't see the troubling front end with the body.
It's a shame
grill.
because I think if it wasn't for that grille, it's not a bad looking car. It's not. You squint a bit, it could be an F-Type.
If they put a contrasting colour on that grille, I think it would be acceptable.
If I had one, I would consider having that done. I'd take it to a body shop and have the grille bit painted in black.
Yeah, because what you do is you look at it and go, look at that. That angle they've got there is lovely. Really nice angle.
It is. I can't... Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Crucially, silver wheels.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Nice contrasting colour on the grille. Perfect.
Yeah, I would take it to a body shop and have or get a bit of masking tape and on the driveway of a Sunday afternoon, get me rattle can out and
That's it. Yeah, you could go full Ed China, get you satin black.
Oh, bit of satin black, exactly. God, he got through gallons of that stuff.
Oh, I hope he's paid well.
Everything had a bit of satin black on there, but that's what that would look fine then. You could get away with that. I'd be happy with that. Yeah.
The thing is, you look at the grill and you go, that is a separate piece. Just paint it a different colour, you idiots.
Yeah, take it off, paint it, put it back on. That's what you want. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so actually, then, I think we might be in agreement. If we could buy one, remove the grill and paint it.
Paint it black, pop it back on. Yeah, that might save it. Yeah, that might save it.
I think it more than saves it. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Should we? Oh, my God. I'm scrolling past and going, well, it's the Roma Spider. I don't think either of us.
No, we're not having that. No.
And then everyone's favourite lardy, weird, proportioned Portofino M.
Portofino. Yes. No.
I'm not going to bother going through the special series because they're not off the peg. You couldn't go into a Ferrari dealer and have these because you're not worthy. If you had the money, you're still not worthy.
I'm fine with that. I'm happy to not be worthy of those. That's not a bother.
While at Le Mans, actually, while I'm looking at some of these nonsense, I did see an 812 Competizione, and it just looks daft.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Too daft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Step away from the cancer. It's 2 minutes so fiddly.
I mean, what really upsets me, the reason I bothered to do this is it highlights the fact that it's a brand that should be this thing that we lust after, that we desire, and we go, actually, the only way we can make it work and go, if I really wanted one from your current range of cars, I'd have this one, but I would instantly have to have it modified to make it feasible.
Yeah, to make it, yeah. So we're both choosing the Roma, I think. But it would need that. It would need that grill mod, definitely.
And I just think, what a shame.
I'm just not that into Ferrari, though. I never have been, and I don't really get the passion that people have. I just don't. I'm just.
I'm keen. Don't get me wrong. I really am keen on certain Ferraris, but I think as a moment in time, this is probably the worst range.
Well, we've made this point before, and I believe it was Mr. Clarkson who made the point originally, that you think Ferraris are good looking because it's a Ferrari, but if you actually look at it, a lot of the time, a lot of them haven't been.
I think
a lot of them are quite odd looking.
I think there are definitely odd looking ones. I think I could probably name a few that I would actively desire. Of the sort of modern breed, and I say modern in the loosest terms because it was probably more than 10 years ago now, which is really upsetting.
Really concerning, yeah.
The 458, I really thought the styling on that was bang on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. Very tidy, that one. Yeah.
Previous to that, 456 and 355.
Yes.
Sort of 90s era.
Yeah. I'll be with you on that. Yeah.
If we dip into the 80s, I love the F40 is not beautiful, but it is a masterpiece in other areas.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think as a flagship car, they went completely analog, like that V8 twin turbo, carbon fiber everywhere, which was really off the charts for that era.
Yeah.
As an analog car, I think it's fantastic because then you look at Porsche, who went the other way and went, well, the same sort of era will make the 959, and they made it technologically advanced. It had active suspension, 4-wheel drive. It's just it was a really different take on it. But
yeah,
I like and being more of a Porsche man, I would actually have the F40 if I was forced to choose.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah.
If we go back further than that, 288 GTO, love that. Mad.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's just. But one that came up actually while I was away, I'll name drop them on again. I haven't seen one in a long time, but there was a guy who had one on our campsite, and it was the 599. And my goodness me, has that aged well.
Really? Yeah.
He had it in a really nice sort of grown-up colour, the sort of gunmetal grey metallic.
Nice. Yeah.
Silver wheels before obviously the sort of fad of black wheels. And just going
black wheels. Yeah.
We just looked at him and bloody hell.
Yeah.
That's happened, isn't it?
Yes, he has done well there. Yeah.
Really liked that.
Yeah. That's a good shout.
Like you say, probably not beautiful, but striking.
Yes.
But a lovely crew. That must have been wonderful to drive down in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, that's a proper GT, isn't it?
V12 GT. I mean, two of you in there, big boot, V12 up front.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Where do we sign?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
if we're going back a bit, go on. Sorry, go on.
These days they've just got it wrong.
Yeah. I do. The Roma is just about acceptable if we slap on a bit of satin black.
Yeah.
But the rest
you shouldn't
of it,
have to do that, should you?
No, you really shouldn't. Shouldn't.
But sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to go back a little bit.
No, I was just going to say, if we go back a little bit further, I would probably vote for the 308 GTS.
Yeah, nice.
Like that.
Yeah, you would like that
a lot.
Yeah, you'd go full Magnum PI.
I would. I particularly like the two Tesla versions that are knocking around, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a thing. I mean, it hasn't affected the visuals, has it? That's mostly what we're concerned about here.
Yeah, indeed. We're not actually talking about the oily bits here. No, absolutely.
Right. Okay. I know. Before we wrap this whole episode up and we wrap Ferraris up, we've laughed and argued about a certain Ferrari, and I'm not going to mention it again because we don't agree. Simple as.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel, in the interests of fairness, we should probably go back a little bit further. I think you and I would probably agree, because you made the right noises when I mentioned the Dino, that that's a good-looking thing.
Ooh, yeah, it is. It's gorgeous, that. Yeah.
How about... Because I can't remember if we mentioned it before, but I think it's worth bringing up. How about the 275 GTB4?
Let me just furnish myself with a photograph to look at here.
Yeah.
Yes. No, not really.
No? Okay. No, I was bringing it up because I wanted to get your take on it. It's not one that I'm precious about. I just thought it's worth...
No, not quite for me. No, it's a little bit... don't know. I just don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't quite work for me.
Okay, that's fine. And I think, just for fairness and just to round it off, what about something like a 330 America?
Let's have a look here. Yeah, I'm more down with that.
I thought you would be.
Yeah, I'd be a lot. Yes, that's much more like it.
Are we saying that could be our middle ground for a 60s Ferrari?
For a 60s Ferrari, probably, yeah.
That's
I'd be.
Yeah. We're not going to have big arguments about that.
No, I'd be all right with that. Yeah, we could have one of those in the garage. Yeah,
it's a proper cruiser, that, as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a good looking car. I'd be happy with that.
They're quite rare, those, actually.
Yes. I'm not sure I've ever actually seen one, but
no, you'll be more used to the 330 GTs, GTCs, and GTSs.
Right. Yes.
There are more of those made. The 330 America is quite rare.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. No, I don't think I've ever.
But it's really nice. It's one of those ones that wonderful thing that Ferrari did in the early days of going, well, yes, it needs a V12, but they never made it massive.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I think it was a 4-litre.
Okay.
Which actually, I mean, that's getting quite big for them, because some of their early ones were really sort of small capacity V12s, and they're just sort of revvy little things, which love that.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I really liked about we can get pervy about the naming conventions. That one thing that comes up is, well, like, why is it a 330? Why is it a 250 or a 288 or anything like that? I like the way they do the numbering systems, because it relates to the bore capacity of a single cylinder.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if you do, if we take this one for example, 330 times 12, that equates to just shy of 4 litres, which is exactly what the engine is, just shy of 4 litres.
Interesting.
So there you go. There's a little pervy topic for us.
Oh, I like that. Can I tell you the one that really does it for me?
Of course you can.
And this may be disappointing to some.
Will it be disappointing to me? Are we going to have a conversation off the back of this?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. Right, I'm going to have a swig. I'm going to swig some booze and see where we go.
I don't know.
Go on,
we're late 70s, early 80s with this one.
Oh. I like it already.
The 400.
I absolutely agree.
Very good. That's
it's an
the one I'd have.
underrated car.
That's the one I'd have, if I'm really honest.
What a wonderful thing. Just underloved, that thing.
Yeah, very much so. It's I think it's one that most people have forgotten about.
Yeah. It got dismissed too early on, and that's the issue.
It's almost quite American looking.
It is.
But I quite like that.
And it's wonderful. I agree entirely.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. Yeah. And again, that's a proper GT. That's a V12.
Oh,
and that's 4-seater, big boot.
And if we follow the Pervy number convention, it's a 400, so it's a 4.8 litre.
Very good. It is. Yes, there you go. Very good.
That's one you can bore people with, don't you?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I didn't know that. I'm going to use that as if I'd found it out myself. Yeah, that's where I would be. Definitely.
I tell you what, I'd really like. They're not as commonplace as you might think, but a 400 manual.
Oh,
they did do them, but obviously quite a lot of them came as autos.
Will be autos, yeah, absolutely.
3-speed autos.
Oh God! Well, it was the era for that, I suppose. But
can you imagine? A
dear!
4.8 litre. I mean, it became the 412, so they were verging on 5 litre with a
5 litre V12 with a 3-speed auto. Dear, oh dear. That's a lazy car.
The really early ones, before it became a 400, was the 365 GT4.
Okay.
They were manual only.
Okay, well, that's a bit more like it. Yeah.
They weren't, they were really close, but they weren't quite as refined visually.
No.
Not far off.
No, it's getting there, isn't it? But it's not quite there. But yeah.
It's not quite, but it's, I think it's a really difficult one. I think I would probably be happiest with... I don't know. I would probably go early 400.
I think I would. Yeah.
400 GT. Actually, the GTs were the manuals.
Okay.
Because the autos were actually... they weren't badged automatics, but they were called 400 automatic.
Well, there's a 400 or there's the 400i.
The 400i is when they were replaced with mechanical fuel injection.
Right. Yes, they're a little bit later because they're 1980s, those. Yeah.
If you go for the earlier ones, just the 400, and you have the 400 GT, they were carbureted with 6 Weber carbs.
Okay. No. Yeah, slightly better looking at the front.
Yeah, I promise I do go out sometimes.
Do you? Occasionally you have friends other than me?
That's bad, isn't it? So why is this in there?
I know, it's worrying, isn't it? Because something else has had to come out to make room for that. And it might have been something really important.
Yeah, but we'll never know because it's gone.
Because it's gone. Yes, right.
Oh, for goodness sake.
You deeply disturbed individual. However, that's where it's at for me. I'm voting for the 400.
Okay. I can't remember what we were voting on, but I agree now.
I don't even think we were voting, but I voted anyway.
Yeah, I want an early 400 GT in the blues that they came in quite often.
Yes, there's a lot in blue.
Right, okay. Oh, should we just go halves?
Oh yeah, let's do that. That'd be fine, wouldn't it? Yeah, what are they going for these days? Should we have a look on Auto Trader?
Oh God. Yeah,
there's not going to be
Trader.
any, is there?
Not on Auto Trader, no.
No.
I might look somewhere where there might be something. Let's see what we've got. I'll see if I can find it. No, that's the wrong button. Wow, I found.
Here. Have you found one?
I have found all.
Oh yeah,
all the ones.
There's several on Car and Classic.
The ones that I've found so far are all fuel injected.
Well, I found there's one on Auto Trader. So 1979 400 GT.
Oh, now you're talking. Yeah.
In blue.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Right. I'm heading there immediately.
That can't be the price, surely.
Right. Hang on. Let me get there.
Okay, it's an auction estimate. But nevertheless.
Okay. Well, it's a start. Hang on. Let me catch up. Yeah. I'm almost with it. I'm almost there.
You have a look at it.
You said Auto Trader.
No, Car and Classic.
Oh, sorry. I did find one on Auto Trader, but it's a 412.
Oh, really? Okay. No, Car and Classic. 1979 Ferrari 400 GT.
Fine. Let me.
In the blue.
Allow me to.
With a cream interior. Oh, dirty.
Yep, I'm there. That's it. That's the one.
It is, isn't it? Because that auction guide.
Oh, it is an auto,
though. Is it? Okay.
Technically, I don't believe the GTs should be. All right, we'll let it go because we really don't. It's slim pickings. Let's be honest.
It is. You cannot afford to be that picky.
Because if you look, the badge on the back says 400 automatic, not 400 GT.
But the listing says 400 GT.
Yeah. Let's be honest. As you scroll through the photos, picture 19 of 25 is not of said vehicle.
Is it not? But it's where are we going here?
It's just after the photo of the spare wheel.
Yeah, getting there. Scrolling through. No, that's a different car. That's a very different. That's not even vaguely similar.
Not even close.
No, oh dear. I have noticed that with Car and Classic before. They do sometimes get the pictures mixed up.
Are you suggesting they might need a better developer?
Yeah. I've had that before with Car and Classic. There's odd pictures sometimes slip in. I think they may have some database indexing issues. Anyway,
I'm afraid I don't do that job anymore.
No, you don't, and I never did. Nevertheless,
but that is oh so close.
Auction estimate of £26,000, which is
but I would always say I think it will go for more, but not a lot more. I think they're just unloved.
Yeah, I think they are.
However, I mean, what a stuff and waffle fleet vehicle.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. That's perfect for us, that. Never mind your Mark 1 Focus. We've moved on.
I would love that. I really would.
Yeah, that would be glorious, wouldn't it? What a thing that would be.
I think we've landed on perfection there. I don't even know if we meant to land on that because I was just moaning about the current range, but
no, we drifted. We spun off a bit there, but I think what we've ended up with is our perfect Ferrari.
We've found the stuff on Waffle approved Ferrari.
We have,
and I mean, I'm not suggesting that you lot go and buy it because we want it.
Yeah, we do. Yes.
There's not very many to choose from, so you're not having this one.
No, we found this one fair and square.
Yeah. Okay. Right, like you said, bollocks and the Mark 1 Focus. We're having.
Yeah,
we're going to do a long turbo on the Ferrari 400. There you go.
Family transport there.
Yeah, not all of my family, but I'll gloss over that. It's fine.
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it? Frankly,
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
So I lob one in the boot. I'm having it.
Oh, there you go. That's got a lovely big boot on that. You'd be away with that.
Yeah.
Go. You'll make it work. Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.